From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight. U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski has open debate on the Senate floor over what she describes as broad-based bipartisan energy reform. Murkowski chairs the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee, which approved the Energy Policy Modernization Act last July. That legislation is being considered by the full Senate. Murkowski says the bill will boost the nation's economy and security and will save families and businesses hundreds of billions of dollars. But opponents of the measure see things differently. Americans for Limited Government President Rick Manning says the legislation will continue the practice of picking energy winners and losers while expanding federal government authority. Murkowski expects and welcomes the amendments to the bill prior to a vote on the Senate floor.
We focus on infrastructure, we focus on supply, and we focus on accountability. All areas, again, where we believe that we can advance our energy policies so that we produce more energy, Americans pay less for their energy, and we're able to move our energy around in ways that make sense, moving us towards a better energy future all around. And we do this through this measure without mandates, without increasing taxes, and without adding to the deficit.
Fairbanks North Star Borough School District Administration will present the district's fiscal year 2016-2017 proposed budget at the school board's work session on Monday, February 1st. Chief Financial Officer Lisa Pierce will provide an overview of the current approved budget, a summary of actions and implications from spring 2015 legislative session, and an overview of the FY 2016-2017 proposed budget's revenues and expenditures. Superintendent Karen Gaborik will present highlights of the proposed budget, which is based on the education funding included in Alaska Governor Bill Walker's FY 2017 state budget. The school board work session is scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. in the boardroom of the Administrative Center at 520 5th Avenue. The meeting agenda packet is available on the district's website. A North Pole man has been sentenced in Fairbanks Federal Court in one count of trafficking methamphetamine and heroin and one count of possessing a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. 39-year-old Ray Don Grosskreutz was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Ralph Beislein to 13 years in prison, to be followed by 4 years of supervised release. Grosskreutz was apprehended in July 2015 after the Alaska State Troopers conducted a welfare check at the Fairbanks Hotel where he was staying. Troopers confirmed Grosskreutz was on court-ordered release in connection with 3 separate state criminal cases. Troopers say he had a loaded pistol, $6,000 in cash, and a taser. Investigators also reported there was meth, heroin, a drug ledger, and a scale in his backpack, as well as 14 more firearms found in his van. U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski has reported bringing in more than $575,000 towards her re-election bid during the last quarter of 2015. AP reports Murkowski is having nearly $3.1 million available as of December 31st. Her campaign on Friday provided a summary of her filing with the Federal Election Commission. Murkowski, a Republican and Alaska senior senator, is seeking re-election this year. So far, she has not attracted any high-profile challengers. Her campaign also announced Friday that Steve Wachowski, who worked on her campaign in 2010, will serve as her campaign manager, and Rachel Collender will serve as her deputy campaign manager. The January 31st deadline to enroll in the federal or state health insurance marketplace for 2016 coverage is the final opportunity for taxpayers to avoid increasing penalties and to get the advance premium tax credit without a special life event. Those that do not enroll in health insurance for 2016 and do not qualify for an exemption could face much higher penalties for 2016. The penalty amount increases to $695 per uncovered adult plus $375.50 per uncovered child, up to a maximum of $2,085 or 2.5% of their taxable household income, whichever is greater. This is an increase from the 2015 amounts of $325 per uncovered adult plus $162.50 per uncovered child, up to a maximum of $975 or 2% of their taxable household income. And when we come back, we take a look at another one of the 21 agencies that make up the United Way of the Tanana Valley. Also, Mayor Luke Hopkins was roasted by a number of local celebrities at the Fairbanks Funny Festival. Those stories and more when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. A panel of local celebrities roasted former Mayor Luke Hopkins last night at the Fairbanks Funny Festival. The banquet honored the former mayor by subjecting him to Throughout the night, celebrity roasters rotated seats like a game of musical chairs. Each roaster brought their own style of humor to the podium, and everyone told small-town inside jokes. But former Mayor Hopkins got the last laugh. This is Fairbanks' first celebrity roast, but Hopkins is hoping it will become an annual event. The event proceeds benefit all the nonprofit agencies that make up our local United Way.
The comedy that was here tonight was great. It was like they said, it was the old time roasting, like the TV show, and it was just really sweet. You know, when I saw these, it was a great Photoshop, and I just had to do this too. Those that came here to roast me on the stage, they were all great. My eyes were watering over a lot of the stuff. Not crying, but laughing. I think that this should become an annual event because it's a great fundraiser for United Way. I was hoping I'd raise more money, but it's just my old body, so, you know, what can I say?
A Fairbanks woman is going to the top of a New York skyscraper the hard way. AP reports Kristen Roselle will compete in this year's Empire State Building run-up on Wednesday. Participants will make their best effort to climb up 86 flights, which comes out to 1,576 stairs. Roselle is looking forward to the challenge, even though she's more accustomed to a flatter course. She's competed in 20 marathons. And it's time once again to introduce you to another member of the 21 agencies that make up the United Way of the Tanana Valley. Tonight we focus on the Fairbanks Resource Agency, or FRA. Here's Mike Schultz.
The Fairbanks Resource Agency started in 1967 when a group of concerned citizens saw the need for those with disabilities in the community to have an opportunity to work and make their own contributions to the community. Since then, FRA has blossomed into a great agency for the disabled to have employment opportunities. Emily Ennis, the executive director for FRA, says the agency relies heavily on the funding they receive from the United Way.
The United Way has been a very important part of a revenue source for FRA, serving in many different capacities. First and foremost, it's there as a safety net because our state grants are never predictable. Nor are our community's needs. Individuals who we are not expecting to need services suddenly do, and United Way is there to provide that safety net, that funding that allows us to expand our services and fulfill their needs of the needs of our community when the dollars run out.
I next asked Emily what makes her most proud of what FRA has accomplished in their day-to-day operation.
I believe that FRA is most proud of the opportunities we're able to give to individuals with significant disabilities to live inclusively in our community, to participate in everyday life, and to really achieve their hopes and dreams.
Finally, during her time as executive director, is there one moment that sticks out as most fulfilling for her agency?
I think the proudest moment was seeing a couple, a man and a woman who had been in an institution all of their adult lives, return to Fairbanks, having been dear friends in that institutional setting, come back to Fairbanks, eventually be able to purchase their own home through their earnings and jobs they've had were able to get for the first time and decide to get married. Truly to achieve what we think is the American dream, the all-time happiness, and despite the disabilities that had really affected the majority of their lives, they were able to move into our community and really have an ordinary, routine life in a way that brought them so much happiness.
The United Way campaign will continue into early next year. And remember, your donations all stay in the community.
Mike Fussel's coming up next with all your local sports action. He's got a look into Ice Dogs hockey and how they're faring against the Kenai River Brown Bears. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your latest local sports action. This weekend is proving to be a showcase of close games aside from a few. The Alaska Nanooks hockey team was one of those tight matches last night on the road. The Nooks took on the University of Wisconsin Badgers. The first period started off with just a Wisconsin goal. The Nooks were not able to find the back of the net. That all changed very quickly in P2, which yielded a total of 5 goals from both teams. That put the Nooks down 4-2 going into the final break. They would add a late score in the third, but couldn't muster up enough momentum to take down the Badgers. Alaska falls to Wisconsin 4-3. Tyler Morley contributes 2 goals for UAF, while Nolan Heisman adds a score and an assist. And the Fairbanks Ice Dogs were home again last night, playing Game 2 of their Stick It to Cancer series. Here's a look at the action. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs played the hump game of a 3-match series against the Kenai River Brown Bears last night. The action all took place at the Big Dipper, and it started in a flash. The Ice Dogs made an early effort to get on the board, scoring back-to-back goals in the first period. Jacob Stridesberg was the first dog to get on the board at 3 minutes and 43 seconds into P1. Reiner Gorowski tag-teamed for another lamplighter just 18 seconds later. That would leave Fairbanks up 2-0 over Kenai heading into the final intermission. At no point from then on would momentum turn on its head and give the Brown Bears a chance to get back into the game. The Ice Dogs grew even more dominant as the clock ticked away.
Well, I think last night wasn't our best effort by any means, and we knew it too from the start of the game to the end of the game. It just was not there for us. And we were fortunate with a few bounces and we were able to win. So tonight we really wanted to prove that we are the Ice Dogs and we're not going to take anybody lightly.
Period 2 saw Reggie Lutz and Caden Cahill take advantage of respective power plays, doubling the team's score to 4 heading into the final break. And a pattern would develop, again doubling the score with a 4-point third period. The Ice Dogs take the game 8-0.
I think we excelled mostly coming in the defensive zone. We made some good plays. We kept it simple there. We got the pucks out, and we forechecked the puck hard, and we just used our speed mostly.
No, I don't think I had. You know, the guys did a great job blocking shots and not letting pucks get through tonight. So, yeah, my job was pretty easy tonight. It was all the boys tonight.
Stridesberg and Tyler Tomberlin each net 2 goals, and Fairbanks' Gavin Nieto gets 9 saves on 9 shots. And the West Valley boys basketball team laced up their sneakers and hit the hardwood against Thunder Mountain last night. The Wolfpack would see themselves down early with a score of 15-9 at the end of the first quarter. That deficit would continue to grow with Thunder Mountain on top and a halftime tally of 37-22. But don't tune out just yet. The Wolfpack would mount a comeback, and it would all come down to a final moment of truth. Thunder Mountain inbounds the ball with 3 seconds left in the game, down by 3, and the Wolfpack swarms, grabbing a steal and then running out the clock. Daniel Hornbuckle gets the game high for the Pack with 18 points. Senior guard Sean Kinsey also contributes 15 points for West Valley. Wolfpack head coach Cornelius Mingo says the win is the result of a team effort.
Importantly, our young guys came in. We had 2 freshmen on the floor tonight because we were in foul trouble. So they came off, Preston DeMario, Jay Sean Atkins. They came in, they really sparked the comeback, got us within 3, and then we was able to bring it home with the starters in the 4th quarter. I told them never quit. I said, you know, sometimes you got to take your umbrella out and learn how to dance in the rain, and that's what happened tonight. Never quit, show resolve, and we be there at the end. Things happen for us, like tonight, we pulled it out.
And high school hockey players were also on the ice last night. The Lathrop Malamutes and North Pole Patriots met up for a battle of the interior. The scoreboard was in balance at the end of one period, with both teams nabbing a tally each. After two, North Pole gained some distance over the Mutes with a score of 4-2, both of Lathrop's points at that time coming from goals via Colin King. But that would not be enough to overthrow the Pats as the final buzzer sounds off. North Pole skates away with the win and a 2-point lead. The Patriots cement a final score of 5-3, taking the win over the Malamutes. All right, and that about brings us to the buzzer for sports tonight. Katie Looper will have your full weather forecast coming up next. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next weekend.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition. So I gotta say, it's been a super lovely week out there. Really warm temperatures.
Right, warm temperatures, getting some more daylight. It feels really good out there. Are we gonna keep seeing that?
Yeah, it's gonna get a little bit colder next week, but still nothing we can complain about.
Right.
Let's take a look at the almanac for today. We had a normal high of 25, and last night's low of 4. Our record high got up to 35 in 1994, and a record low of 58 below in 1933. Our sun rose at 9:48 this morning. Our sunset at 4:23 this afternoon. Our daylight equals 6 hours and 35 minutes altogether. Now, around the state today, we can see partly sunny skies in Juneau and Ketchikan, temperatures mid-30s to 40s. Anchorage is also partly sunny skies around 28. Rain showers in Kodiak and Cold Bay around 40 degrees. On our west coast, at about 20 in Nome, and up there in Barrow, 9 below, cloudy skies. And in Fairbanks, 24, partly sunny skies. All right, for our lower 48 weather, rain showers in Seattle at 46, same with Vegas at 74. Partly sunny skies in Dallas at 76, same with Minneapolis checking in at 43. As for our deep south, New Orleans is cloudy at 72 degrees, and then up there in New York, temperature is about 40 degrees. As for next week, drier on our west coast, but a big snow-rain mix for our Midwest, warmer weather in our deep south, and then showers on the east coast. Now back in Alaska, for our northern slope, light snow in Barrow, snow and light freezing rain in Nome, and partly cloudy in Fort Yukon. Temperatures up to 10 in Barrow, and Fort Yukon is about 6, and as for Nome, 36 degrees. For our interior region, mostly clear around the region, and temperatures about 15 for Fairbanks, 18 in Delta, and 23 in Healy. Now for Juneau and Ketchikan, partly cloudy, a little light rain, and temperatures in the lower 30s. On our west side of the state, chances of rain and snow in Cold Bay and Bethel, scattered showers for Kodiak, and temperatures all about the mid-30s. Now lastly, for our south central region, partly sunny for Anchorage and Valdez, mostly cloudy for Homer. Temperatures around 12 in Valdez, 17 Anchorage, and 31 in Homer. Now for tonight's forecast, temperatures around 1 and mostly cloudy with patches of fog. Tomorrow we should expect mostly clear skies, temperatures around 15 degrees. And lastly, for our extended outlook, a little bit colder than the previous week we've had, but nice temperatures around 15 and our nightly temperatures around 5. So hopefully not too hot, not too cold for the Yukon Quest coming up.
Right, it looks like it's going to be great that Friday going in. I'm assuming Saturday is going to follow the pattern there. And we will have live updates, so that's something to put out there. And it won't be too bad, too cold.
Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, well, that'll wrap up this Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.